Hey guys, Jacob here with ePoolSupply. Today I am in the bottom of a freshly remodeled ISK pool. We're actually going to swap out all these Caretaker heads, and I'm going to install A&A Gamma 4 pop-up head collars so we can actually get this whole pool installed brand new A&A system. Stay tuned. Alright guys, and we're back. So we're in the bottom of the pool right now, and this whole pool is about 30 years old. It's got a Caretaker system in it. We're actually going to convert this entire thing to an A&A Gamma 4 system. So something pretty cool about A&A is that what we're going to do is we took the plans of this pool from Caretaker, or if you guys have plans on what head goes where and how many are to a zone, we actually send everything over to A&A, and then they send it back on what they recommend for us to what head goes where. So A&A makes a couple different types of Gamma 4 heads. There's a standard Venturi and a HP, which is a high performance Venturi. So and then the standard has 4 different nozzle sizes. So it's real specific on what head and nozzle goes where. So again, if you guys are thinking about doing this, send us the plans and we'll do this on your behalf, and we'll do everything for you and send you over the plans, the drawings, the valve, the heads, everything. So yeah, we'll take care of you. So let's get started. First things first, a complete A&A head comes with the riser pipe, the collar, which is the floor fitting, as well as the pop-in, the hell's that called?
Coloring.
The pop-in coloring, and also the pop-up head. So again, this one right here, I'm pretty sure is an HP. So I'm actually gonna tear into the bag, even though they don't want me to. So yeah, HPs have these little things in the back, which creates more Venturi than the standard Venturi. We'll pop up some photos here. So the first one is regular standard, and then the second photo that you're gonna see is a regular Venturi pop-up head, and then the third photo is gonna be the HP pop-up head. We have, I'm pretty sure, a whole blog and videos identifying the differences, so take a look for some more videos and check out our blogs on how to identify which one you guys want. But again, send us your drawings. We'll do the legwork for you. So to get started, what I want is the floor fitting and the color ring. Let me take the whole thing apart. These are tight. These ones are tight. There we go. All right, so the color ring pops out. So if you guys ever upgrade to a G4 to start with, say you even have like a 10-year-old pool that has G4, and you guys are gonna go from, say, gray to white, okay? So all you have to do, you don't have to do this video. All you have to do is snap these rings out, get new rings and snap them in. That way you don't have to do all this hard work of drilling these things out and then going through a nightmare, which you're about to see on what's involved in doing this process. So the cool part, that's what we like A&A, snap out color rings. So that way if you guys change the color of your surface, whatever, all you have to do is snap this out. So the floor fitting comes with a color ring. It comes with the floor fitting, Protect-A-Foam, that's what A&A likes to call it, and then also a blue cap. So the idea behind here is we're gonna end up installing this floor fitting, we're gonna put the color ring on there, we're gonna put the foam in, then the protective cap. So that way you don't get a bunch of pebble slurry or plaster slurry shoved down into the lines when they do the actual plaster. So the tools that we're gonna need here today, so I've got my actual floor fitting, a saw just in case things get real, a drill. You just need a good drill that's gonna actually last. And as you're gonna see, I'm gonna be hammering away at this thing, not on hammer mode, just drilling through the actual old collar with a reaming tool, which are down here, and it's gonna be a lot. So I might go through a couple batteries. A powered corded drill sometimes is a better way to do it, but I got a nice, pretty beefy Milwaukee drill here that's gonna last. Very important, something flat, I use a saw blade. This is actually your elevation checker for your collar, and I'm gonna actually dive into that more when we do it. And the reaming tool. So down below, you're gonna see a link for a reaming tool. Comes with an adapter piece. So I'm not sure if you can see this. We'll put photos up here too. There's a bigger piece and a smaller piece. The bigger piece goes into regular pipe. So this is if like a more of a new construction, if they didn't use the A&A's riser pipe, because A&A actually reams out these riser pipes for you when you guys are doing new construction. But if somebody uses regular Schedule 40 PVC pipe, that's what this bigger fitting's for. And this smaller fitting is for reaming out existing collars. So today, we're gonna use the smaller fitting. Glue, primer, again, I always recommend 746 heavy. They say you can use a medium glue, but I don't like that. I like a heavy glue. and I'm using clear primer. I don't like to get purple primer all over my collar. So big fan of clear. And if things get messy, water in the bottom of the pool, I got my little portable shop vac to suck out some water so that way I'm not gonna splash myself. So we're gonna get started on this top step and I'm gonna show you guys in detail what I'm doing. So let's go over here. All right guys, so I'm on the top step. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna remove the top pop-up head. Sometimes the companies will remove them for us, but this time they did not. So we actually sell HammerTech pop-up head tools, which is what we recommend highly. This is the Caretaker version to remove the Caretaker head. You can get a lot of torque behind it, which is kind of nice. So we're gonna pop this thing in here and remove the pop-up head first. Oh. Okay. So as you can see here, Caretaker head, and now that's our Caretaker collar. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna ream it out. So what I'm gonna do is all of this plastic, I'm gonna cut this thing all the way to the bottom of this bottom lip here. That way our new collar will go in nice and pretty. So let's get started. I've got my reaming tool attached here, and then I'm just gonna put some force on it and go straight through. Nope, that's hammer. Don't want hammer. See, it's gonna make a mess. Shaving's gonna go everywhere. It's kind of a forceful activity, so check this out. All right, so what's really cool is when these top blades start actually cutting the bottom of that fitting right there, that's when you know when to stop, because the bottom of the fitting is actually the pipe. So when these blades actually start to cut, you're good. So right now, I'm actually flush with the concrete, which is probably a good way to stop, because the new fitting is actually gonna smash right to the concrete, and the pebble is gonna be about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch above that. So they kind of float the pebble, but it'll be good. So I made my way all the way down. So what I'm gonna do first, like I said, I've got my floor fitting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna primer it. Not primer this, I'm gonna prime my pipe. So A&A does not want you to prime these fittings themselves. These are a thinner plastic. We do not want to actually ruin the quality of the plastic. So what we're gonna end up doing is prime the pipe to clean all the stuff off that I've done so far. Just get it nice and clean. And then next, I've got my glue. I'm gonna glue the pipe down below first, then I can lather on the glue on my fitting second. I like to glue the top of the pipe sticking out. I don't know why, it just makes me feel like it gets a better seal. And then next, this is kind of the messy part. You're gonna put that on there, and then push all the way down. And a good way to tell too, is you stick this saw blade there. That's why I have my saw blade. The saw blade should be flush with the outside of this ring. And that way you know you still have a good amount of pebble surface to actually float above. You don't want too high or too low. You want it to be just right. The pebble companies will freak out if there's too much or too low pipe sticking out. They'll pretty much pull off the job and say, hey, we gotta come back. So a good example is right there. So this collar is done. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put my color ring on. Literally just snaps on. And then now my protective foam. So you can actually, just kind of curl it up, stick it in the hole, and then let go. It'll expand by itself. And then my color cap, my blue cap, is gonna snap on there. So now I'm pretty dang confident that there's not gonna be any pebble slurry going into that hole to clog up this line when they pebble the pool. When they pebble the pool, they're literally gonna cover this entire top step. You won't even see that cap anymore. And then they polish everything. There's some cool videos out there on pebble. We're gonna try to get some for you too, just to show you guys the process of how it's done. But yeah, so this right here is how you install a floor fitting for A&A manufacturing. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna rifle through the rest of this entire pool. Enjoy the music. right, everybody. So today, I reamed out 22 Caretaker heads and put in 22 A&A G4 floor fittings. So it was pretty, it took about, I'd say about 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Not terrible, to be honest with you. It came out pretty good. I'm not sure if you saw it, but we got our drill bit stuck here on the top step a little bit. We were melting plastic. The thing turns real quick. So one more note, please make sure if you guys are gonna tackle this to get that A&A reaming tool. Caretaker also makes a reaming tool. A&A's is substantially longer than the Caretaker ones. So on the video here, I wanna show you guys a picture of what a Caretaker collar looks like versus an A&A floor fitting. As you can see, they're relatively two completely different sizes. So we have to make sure you use the A&A reaming tool because that is meant for the depth of the A&A collar in the floor fitting. So again, we converted this entire pool over to an A&A G4 system. This thing's gonna rock and roll. If you guys are interested in something like this, contact us at ePoolSupply and we can set you up with the whole deal. I'm Jacob at ePoolSupply. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Subscribe today if you haven't subscribed. Check out the links below and we got a lot more content coming your way. Thank you.